Have a listen to this.
The moon is called Namu in the ancient Mesopotamian and Babylonian texts. It's in the tablets, and it used to be a moon of an orbiting moonlet of Tiamat.
So he's correct there, except for the name. So the original name was actual Kingu, and this is in the Enuma Elish. So the name that he mentioned came way later. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So if you're actually interested in finding out all about our planets and where they came from and what order they came from, I have actually done a family tree of the planets and what they are called in different cultures, etc. So as you can see, it's quite a good one. It's on my Patreon page. Unfortunately, it's only a couple of £, but you get over 150 other documentaries as well, long ones where no one else has ever figured out things. So if you're interested in the family tree of the planets, it's there for you on my Patreon. Oh, this person's trying to tell me certain things, and we had a little debate backwards and forwards, and I asked for evidence, of course, as I do, and obviously this person couldn't provide it. But what this person was saying is that humans left Africa 200,000 years ago, and I said to this person, look, no matter where you look, you will get different dates because mainstream's wrong. That's why this person was upset with me originally, because I said on one of my videos, mainstream are thick, they don't know what they're really talking about, and this person thought that mainstream did. However, this person here is saying that the people left humans left Africa 200,000 years ago, and I said no matter what you do online, you will see different dates for that. And here we have it. National Geographic, they left between 60 and 90. That's a lot of difference between 200,000. So going back to this person, just follow me. It's a lot easier. Otherwise, you'll get confused by mainstream. That's all I'm saying. I'm not being rude or anything. Just mainstream don't know. Mars died because of Nibiru, the planet, the Anunnaki home planet. Here in science.org, there's an article that says Mars gravity influences our planet's deep ocean currents. So if a small planet like Mars can affect, how would Nibiru affect Mars, being as Nibiru would be nearer to Mars because it goes between Jupiter and Mars. Now Nibiru is supposedly 4 to 10 times the size of Earth. Now, you're going to say there's no way that would happen because mainstream would know there's a planet here. Well, astronomers have found, this is in the Independent, likely evidence of an Earth-sized planet in the solar system and maybe circling the sun. So in other words, even they're admitting there may be a planet. Now obviously they may have the size wrong because they don't want to say that Nibiru, because Nibiru would be an Anunnaki home planet, which means everyone's right. Well, means I'm right. And so that's the orbit it would take. Did you know Planet X, also known as Nibiru, is not actually spelt originally with an extra I? That's why when you have these ancient texts, Enki's journey to Nibiru, that's why people can't find the word Nibiru. Did you know that the Black Sea, actually at the bottom of it, was a lake and it was covered over by the Great Flood with evidence, and there were settlements at the bottom? Did you know that the crystal skulls have only ever been debunked by one person? That person works at the Smithsonian Institute. Did you know the Anunnaki actually gave us barley and goats and sheep, all with evidence? I can show all of this. Did you know that the crystal skulls that are deemed to be fake in the 3 museums around the world that they have actually have them on show? So much for them being fake. Now you can find all of this out on my website with evidence, ourtruehistory.co.uk, plus so much more. I'll see you there. Breaking news, lost underwater city discovered could rewrite the history of civilization. So basically they found this city back in 2000, but the breaking news part of it is that they say now that they believe it's 9,500 years old, which they say that can't happen. Obviously we know Göbekli Tepe is now older than what mainstream say could actually be anything to do with civilization. So in other words, we know, between me and you, we know that humans were around, or Homo sapiens were around 300,000 years ago, and then 100,000 years ago the Anunnaki bred with those humans to create Homo sapiens sapiens, which were the modern humans. So to match whether or not this date works, go to my Patreon page. It's free of charge. All you have to, you don't even have to sign up. Click on collections, click on free, and you will get an hour-long documentary on the Great Flood done by myself. And you will see the evidence that the flood happened and that it was the time. Amazing news, the flood video that shows that the Anunnaki were involved is now finished and it's on my Patreon page. So once you're in Patreon, just type in Our Truth for the creator and then go down to collections. And then once you're on collections, you'll see many different subjects. One of them is free, so click on the free one so you don't even have to pay, you don't even have to join. And basically here you have an hour-long documentary on the Great Flood with evidence. Now, you know, if you've watched any of my other videos, you know I don't mess around. Now, in fact, if you also want to see the video that proves the Anunnaki were the gods in the Bible, just scroll down. Again, it's free. It's 34 minutes here. It's actually 3 hours long. The other bits are the ones where you'd have to pay on Patreon, but it's only a couple of pounds anyway. I mean, you spend more on a bottle of Coke. So there's over 150 other documentaries that you'll never find the information for. So this one here, Norse, amazing.
The handbag, I believe, symbolises the knowledge that the Atlantean beings...
I've already covered what the Anunnaki bags were. This is ancient text translated, as you can see here. And yes, they had leather bags. They say it all the time. So instead of making up stuff, I'm not saying the guy did, but instead of just believing what you want to believe, if you do a little bit of research, you'll find the evidence. They had bags. So in the Cairo Museum or Egyptian Museum, they actually do have a bag that is the same bag that the Anunnaki had. However, I can't find my picture, but I have done a video already on it before showing the bag, which is identical to the one that he's referring to. So sometimes it's probably, let's just be honest, it's probably easier to follow me and get the evidence than it is for coming up with your own thoughts. Sorry, don't hate me for that. I'm just saying it's easier. The Valkyrie, Valhalla, Aesir and Vanir. These are what I've now covered in my latest new video called Norse Gods Part 3. I've already proved in my first two with evidence what the frost giant was, who the Anunnaki were in relation to the Norse gods, and now this third one actually covers the Aesir, Vanir and Valkyries and Valhalla, which I didn't even know I was going to be looking into until I did this amazing research with evidence. So I think I've actually worked out what Valhalla is and who was actually in charge of it. So it's not what you think. And this video is just literally just been released 2 seconds ago. And it's on my Patreon page, patreon.com/OurTrueHistory. Bear in mind there's over 150 other long documentaries. This one's 17 minutes. The other two videos, so it's nearly an hour long already. And there's going to be 5 parts in total of the Norse gods videos. So feel free to go and watch with evidence. The Sphinx was built just after the Great Flood, 10,000 BC. Listen to this from the translations of the Moorhen collection tablets, ancient tablets that's in the Columbia University.
The deluge was predicted to occur in Shah's 121-year-old year. In the 10th Shah of Ziusutra's life, the deluge was approaching, and an avalanche loomed in the constellation of the Lion.
Constellation of the Lion. So if you watch my flood video on my Patreon page, it's free of charge. Just click collections and click free. You'll see that the flood did happen and with evidence. And if you actually go to my website, ourtruehistory.co.uk, and scroll all the way down to where it says click here in big blue letters, you'll see that the texts say that Ningazida built the Sphinx at that time. So in other words, everything matches to 10,000 BC. Breaking news, ancient cities in Pacific were much older than previously thought. And they're basically going on to say that it's now around 700 years older than what they originally thought. I won't bother going into this. This is on the Independent. It doesn't really say too much other than the fact that mainstream keep getting their dates wrong. And I've been saying this for a very, very long time. If you actually want the real dates of things, because mainstream, even though I give dates, later on mainstream admit that their dates are wrong and they actually match my dates. So it's easier just to follow me. So I do have a website and you can watch my videos on TikTok about ancient history as well as modern aliens, etc. I cover it all. OurTrueHistory.co.uk. I've been researching for 40 years. I've done things that no one else has ever done. Found out where Atlantis is with evidence. Found out who Yahweh was with evidence. Who Jesus, your real father, is with evidence, etc., etc. All with evidence. You can just go to my website and have a look. If you want the proof the Anunnaki were the gods in the Bible, just click here. The Y-Files video on the Anunnaki is just basically a lot of stuff that's rubbish. I'm not saying it in a bad way, because I love the guy's videos, but it's just, I don't know where he's got the information from. It's not actual evidence. In fact, the first problem we've got is he says that pretty much most things are based off of Zecharia Sitchin, which is totally untrue. First of all, Zecharia Sitchin said he never translated anything. He could translate, but the information that he got for his books was actually based off of other translations. Now, I prove all of that on my video on my website and on my YouTube channel. Just type in proof Anunnaki were here, proof they were gods, or type in the Lost Book of Our True History, and you'll see that I don't actually even go by Zecharia Sitchin. I go by everything else. So unfortunately, his hour-long program is literally just full of errors. So I'm going to have to do a long video, probably over an hour video, showing all the errors that he's made. Sorry, no. More proof that the Anunnaki were here. I've now found something that I hadn't found before. Yes, I don't know everything, but I'm probably one of the best out there. So this is from the Kingship in Heaven. These are the names of the tablets. So you can actually look up these tablets. This is translations of those tablets. And this is where Alula is overthrown by Anu. So we actually have the tablets and we have the translations. This is it. Alula was king in heaven. Mighty Alula, king in heaven. Now bear in mind, the guy here said Alula was just the title, but it's not, clearly. The throne of kingship was his, meaning Alula. The scepter of command is in his hand. So that's where we get the crown and scepter, by the way, everybody. By the strong god Anu arose against him. See, his name's already Anu. Please, Y-Files, you should have come to me. Anyway, you can carry on reading that if you want. You can just pause it and I will let you read that. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. The Y-Files video on the Anunnaki is about 95% wrong with no evidence shown. I've just done a video that is 50 minutes long showing evidence where his comments are wrong. It's on my YouTube channel if you're interested.